Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Naturally Timmy, and today I have a different kind of video for you guys. I usually don't do story times, but today I wanted to do a story time because I wanted to let you guys know about my experience with feeding braids. Yeah, stay tuned if you want to see my first story time ever. Okay, so story. What is it? Once upon a time. Okay, so anyway, gather around guys. Story time. I know you guys see the big hype, or I don't know if there's still hype, but I remember there was a time like a couple months back where there was just this big hype on feeding braids, and I really liked how it looked, and it was just everywhere. It was everywhere on Instagram, and I was just interested in seeing how it looks. Now for my hair, I usually don't get attachments. The most that I would do is crochet anything, but as far as like you're stranding, like you're pulling different strands of my hair continuously, I don't do that. So I don't do like individual braids, individual twists, and I definitely, if I was going to do singles, I definitely did not want to do cornrows. But cornrows was just something that, well, those feeding braids were just something that I really wanted to experience, basically, because I really liked how they look, and I wanted to know how they would look on me. And also I steered away from cornrows just because I always thought that my face was too fat for cornrows, and it would just, because I have really big cheeks, so I always thought that it would just accentuate the thickness in my head, basically how fat my head looked with cornrows. So I never thought cornrows was for me, but that was years ago. And you know, I'm 26 now. I thought, why not just try something new? So I went to go get feeding braids, right? When I went to the salon to get the feeding braids, I should have known, because they were using the Cankalon hair from the beauty supply store that only cost 99 cents or like $1.17 or something like that. Like it's a dollar basically. So they were using a dollar Cankalon hair. Now usually when I do my hair, I'm using Expressions, because I just know Cankalon is very cheap and it doesn't last long, and it can be itchy to your, you know, to your hair. So when I saw them using Cankalon hair, I was like, isn't that dollar hair? Like, why would a salon be wearing hair that's $1, or even providing hair that's $1? I only did I think I did five whole cornrows, and when I said that thing hurt so bad, like my eyes were watering, and I was ready to leave the chair. Like I know cornrows hurt my head because my scalp is so thick, so they have to like, and it gets tangled, so they have to like pull through the tangles and things like that. And I knew that was gonna happen, but sometimes beauty is pain shy. Like you have to like you have to just sacrifice pain for beauty. So that's what I was, you know, that's what I was gonna do that day. They used Cankalon hair. One, that was a major no-no. And then two, like I told them I was tender-headed, but like, I don't know, like, I mean, there's probably nothing they can do. If I'm tender-headed, I'm tender-headed, and cornrows is just gonna hurt regardless. So basically it hurted really bad, and I was just ready for them to finish. So when they finally finished and I looked in the mirror, I really loved those braids. Like they looked so good. And okay, so they looked good, yeah, but they did not like, they didn't cut the strags from the actual braid that sticks out. Don't you know, like when you braid your hair, and because you're like pulling their hair and basically unevening their hair, that the hair will start to stick out, and then most salon people, they just, you know, cut that part off. They did not do that. Like they did not cut off the stragglies. And I think you guys know, or some of you guys may know, when you don't cut off the stragglies, it itches. Like once it touches your skin, it itches against your skin. So when I looked in the mirror, I really loved the braids. I didn't care too much for the ends because they were straggly, and as well I didn't care too much because when you get to the ends, if you do feeding braids, when you get to the ends, you add hair, and gradually you go from thick to thin. It was thick, then thin, thick, then thin. So anyway, so I didn't really like the ends, like I said, because one, they were straggly, and two, they didn't like take their time with adding hair towards the end, so it could be a gradual, you know, from thick to thin. Like it was just on my head, and then the ends were just mad thin. So I was like, okay, whatever. I can work with that, whatever. Girl, 2 days later, was it even 2 days? I think it was one. I think it was even one. Like a day or two later, let's just say a day or two later, I'm itching. I'm itching profusely. Hey, I'm itching. Like it's itching me. Like when I said my hand was glued onto my head, like I was itching like anything. So I was itching, like I was itching my whole body, because now at this point the ends, like 2 days later, I kid you not, 2 days later, I kid you not, I'm not lying, hand on the Bible, I'm not lying. Anyway, from the cornrows, the stragglies from the cornrows now started sticking out onto my scalp. So I guess when those, you know, those the things kept sprouting, like the ends kept sprouting out of the cornrows, they were like maybe like sprout in my scalp as well, which irritated my scalp, which made my scalp itch so bad. So I was itching. When I say by day 3, they looked old. Like it looked like I at least had them in for a month already. Like at least had them in for a month. So they looked very old. When my friend came over, she was like, girl, didn't you get those done like 3 days ago? I was like, yes, girl, these things is itchy. And I didn't even care. At this point, I didn't care how I looked. I was just worried about relieving the itch, because not only was my scalp itching, like my neck was itching. Anything that the braid was touching, it was itching. So I was like itching all over. Like you would have thought that something was wrong with me, or something was going on. I didn't even leave them in for a week, because they couldn't, one, they were not going to last for a week, because they already looked so bad. And two, like my scalp, like when I say like okay, basically I was itching so much that my scalp started to bleed. So now my scalp is sore and my scalp is bleeding. I had no other choice but to take these braids out. Even if I wanted to wait an extra day, I couldn't. When I was taking them out, I thought that like the pain would go away because the braids are out. No bueno, that did not happen. Like by the time that I took it out, like I looked at my scalp through the mirror, and it was like cracking, it was bleeding, it was sore. Even to touch my hair, like even to touch my loose hair was like very painful. And it took me about 3 weeks to even recuperate from the damage of my scalp that the braids did. I couldn't do anything to my hair. I couldn't do a twist out. I couldn't do any of the things that I used to do with my hair. Did I even wash it? I think I washed it. I think I washed it once during those 3 weeks, just because it was painful. And that is an experience that I would never do again. Like, you don't have to tell me not to get cornrows anymore. Like, I'm not getting cornrows anymore. And then I don't think that, because usually I don't let other people do my hair anyway, but because I know for sure I don't know how to do feed-in cornrows, I just wanted the experience, so I let somebody do my hair. And I don't know if it was because it was cheap hair, or just, you know, feed-in braids in general, because it was cornrows and it was like attached to my head or whatever. But like, I would never, I don't even care what it was. All I know is I'm not getting cornrows again. Well, I might get cornrows again, but I might do it myself, and I'll use Expressions hair. And I felt really bad because I didn't know if my hair was gonna break, or if it was gonna fall out, or how much damage it did to my scalp, or if my scalp was even gonna go back to normal. Basically, that is my story time about how I had an extreme setback in my natural hair journey. I mean, it may not be extreme to you guys because my hair wasn't breaking out, but I had bad scalp issues. Like, when I say my scalp was bleeding and my scalp was like sore and things like that, and I could not touch my hair, no, it was pretty much a setback, especially for the stuff that I do. Like, I like bringing content to you guys, so to be down for 3 weeks because of a mistake like that, it was very like upsetting. Basically, it was very upsetting for me. Yeah, so lesson learned. If they're using Cankalon hair, I'm not sitting in their chair. Okay, that rhymed. If they're using Cankalon hair, don't sit. No, that didn't rhyme. Hair and chair. No, that hair and chair. If they're using Cankalon hair, don't even think about sitting in their chair. Ah! If they're using Cankalon hair, don't even think about sitting in the chair. That rhymed. So yeah, but yeah, if they're using Cankalon hair, don't even sit down, because that hair is some cheap hair. It's some bad cheap hair. It's hair that will get you through the week, but not like something that you can, if you want your style to last, that's not something that you would get. So yes, I hope you guys like this story time. Comment below if you guys want to see more story times. I don't even know if I even have any more story times, because my life is not that interesting and a lot doesn't happen. But just let me know, whatever. So yeah, like I said, let me know if you guys had any experience like that, like you guys went to someone else to do your hair and they just messed it up and you were just like never again, and it set you back into your hair journey. Yeah, so let me know you guys' story, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.